So that's, let me go on now to the SOTU. I'm looking forward hearing President Biden later today about the amazing progress we've made in improving the lives of American families and to hear his vision for the next 2 years in the administration. As majority leader and under the leadership and vision laid out by President Biden, we've been able to deliver more for the American people than ever before. All the bills that we passed, like guns, like PACT, like bipartisan infrastructure, like CHIPS and science, like marriage equality, we did bipartisan. So people who say, how are you going to get things done this year? I always try to get things done in a bipartisan way. Getting things done is number one in the Senate. For most issues, you need bipartisanship. Now, of course, when we can't get things done in a bipartisan way, we'll try to get them done on our own. And that was the American Rescue Plan, passed in 2021, and, of course, the Inflation Reduction Act, passed in 2022. And we've had one of the most historic Senates around. This Senate majority has stuck together. We've gotten votes. Unity is our strength. And we're going to keep at it. And I believe we will stay unified. I'm really, really excited about the upcoming 2 years, as I said. But there's an additional layer, which is implementation. And we're going to do everything we can to implement all these great accomplishments. People say, well, a lot of people don't know of them. Well, of course, they passed in legislation. Not everybody follows day to day what's going on in the Senate or what's going on in the House. But this year, you will see us rolling out these things that matter to people. I just saw it in my home state of New York. We passed the bipartisan infrastructure bill, a record amount of money for infrastructure. People sort of read about it. Maybe they read a line, but, it's abstract. But last week, the President and I went to Gateway, which has been a dream and passion of mine, and announced it's really happening. And the exultation in New York was great. That's going to happen over and over and over in state after state and city after city. So I believe you're going to see the American public really, really proud, popular, and happy with what we were able to do, in addition to what we'll try to do in this Senate. Okay? So we are unified here in the Senate as Democrats. The House Democrats are pretty unified, too. But it's a stark contrast.
Wow, friends, I have shocking news to share with you this Tuesday. The federal government has made several changes to programs like Medicare. It has been announced that millions of Americans may no longer qualify for Medicaid in just a few weeks. States are also updating their crisis relief laws. So, dear friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of these new changes. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community and for joining me here daily. I will be giving away 2 $75 Walmart gift cards this coming Friday. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaways, all you have to do, my friends, is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances, dear friends, of winning the giveaways. Here is some very important news. Millions of Medicaid members are expected to lose coverage beginning this April. This is when a provision designed to keep states from kicking people off the program during the public health emergency comes to an end. This will disrupt medical care for many low-income individuals and many others, with some newly uninsured people forced to seek care at emergency departments or forgo unaffordable prescription medications. In addition, hospitals, especially rural ones, may see an increase in debt as they assume costs for treating a wave of uninsured patients. Community health centers will also be impacted when millions of patients lose Medicaid coverage. This will affect the center's revenue and their ability to help medically underserved communities. As part of the Family's First Crisis Response Act that was passed in March 2020, states were required to keep most members continuously enrolled on Medicaid. In exchange, states that enacted this and other provisions received enhanced federal funding. But prior to this, states periodically re-evaluated members' eligibility, including their income. If people still met the eligibility requirements at the time of this redetermination, their coverage would still continue. Since the start of the crisis, Medicaid and CHIP enrollment jumped to 90 million. That is an increase of 19.8 million people. This was largely due to the continuous enrollment provision. CHIP is a federal children's health insurance program which provides low-cost health coverage to children in families that earn too much money to qualify for Medicaid. Many people needed Medicaid during the crisis because they lost their jobs. And because of the continuous enrollment provision, once you came into the program, you stayed on it. So for the first time, many low-income people have stable coverage. Without continuous enrollment, a number of things can cause a person to lose Medicaid coverage, such as fluctuations in their income due to a pay raise or taking a second temporary job. With the public health emergency coming to an end this May, the Medicaid continuous enrollment provision has been scheduled to end on March 31st, 2023. And as a result, starting April 1st, states can start processing who will qualify for Medicaid and disenrolling members who no longer qualify. They will have 14 months to review members' eligibility. After members receive a notification from their state of the reevaluation process, they will have a certain number of days to provide requested information. If members don't respond within that time frame, they can lose their Medicaid coverage. It is estimated that between 5.3 million and 14.2 million people will lose their Medicaid coverage during the 12 months after the end of the continuous enrollment. This is lower than an estimate from the Department of Health and Human Services, suggesting that as many as 15 million people will lose Medicaid or CHIP coverage. Many experts have also estimated that about 6.8 million Americans will be disenrolled even though they are still eligible. Based on pre-crisis data, a large number of people will likely be uninsured for a period of time after they lose their Medicaid coverage. Some people will qualify for a premium tax credit to offset the monthly cost of a health plan that is purchased through the health insurance marketplace. But experts project that 383,000 people who lose coverage would have incomes too high to qualify for Medicaid, but too low to receive marketplace tax credits. Also this year, insulin costs are limited to $35 a month for Medicare beneficiaries, and there is no deductible. The change went into effect on January 1st, 2023. Plans have a deadline of March to put this system into place. Starting this July, insulin used with a traditional pump covered by Medicare will also be capped at $35 for a month's supply. It used to be that for certain Medicare sign-up times, your coverage started 2 to 3 months later, which could cause gaps in healthcare. But starting this year, those dates have changed. If you sign up for Medicare the month of your 65th birthday, or during the 3 months after, your coverage now starts the month after you sign up. If you sign up for Medicare during the general enrollment period from January 1st to March 31st each year, your coverage starts the next month. Well, my amazing and most beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this morning. My friends, thank you very, very much for being part of this community and for joining me here every day. To say thank you, I'm giving away 2 $75 Walmart gift cards every Friday. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaways, friends, click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. Thank you, my friends, and have a wonderful and very blessed Tuesday.